me that I'm doing fine. You guys are on my mind. You asked me what I wanted to be, and now I think the answer is plain to see. I wanna be famous. I wanna live close to the sun. Oh, pack your bags, cause I've already won. Everything to prove, nothing in my way. I'll get there one day. Cause I wanna be famous. Na 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 na.
Welcome back, AHS. I'm a PS5.
And I'm Freddie Fazbear.
And this is
The Res.
Halloween is just around the corner.
But what's around that corner?
Watch out for those jump scares.
Halloween originated with the Celtic festival of Samhain, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts.
I do that too. I hate ghosts. Over time, Halloween evolved into a day of activities like trick-or-treating, carving jack-o'-lanterns, festive gatherings, donning costumes, and eating treats.
Do you think people had costume competitions during the medieval times?
I don't think so. Hey, speaking of competition, let's see how our Indian athletes are doing on this week's Res Sports.
He may be the greatest athlete of all time. There is mustard on the lettuce.
Last week, we played Brownwood. Let's see some highlights.
The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the walls, in the closet, in the halls. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the bed, in my body, in my head. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it in.
We lost 14-47. Volleyball has their first playoff game against Dallas Carter this Friday. Cross country also has their district meet on the same day. Homecoming's highlights will be on next week's sports. And now, it's time for Real Students with Spirit.
The Res presents Real Students with Spirits.
Real students with spirit.
Today we salute you who bleed purple and live gold.
Dripping purple pride through their pores.
Proclaiming to all, fear the spear. Go fight, win.
Go big,
Here are the faces from our Indian nation.
Look at those excited people.
Because we are Alvarado.
Indians forever.
This has been Dylan Ray with Res Sports. Go Indians.
Hey Ismail, are you going trick-or-treating this year?
Of course I am, but I'll also make sure to practice social distancing while I'm at it.
Setting off on Halloween night in costume and ringing doorbells to demand treats has been a tradition in the United States and other countries for more than a century.
It has been a custom firmly established in the American popular culture since the 1950s, but trick-or-treating does have some medieval roots.
During the celebration of Samhain, poor people would visit the houses of wealthier families and receive pastries called soul cakes in exchange for the promise to pray for the souls of the house owner's dead relatives.
Very different from today's form of trick-or-treating. I just want my candy. Speaking of, didn't Dylan go around asking what your favorite Halloween candy is?
What's up, AHS? It's spooky season, and that means Halloween is right around the corner. So to commemorate this awesome holiday, I went around asking what your favorite Halloween candy was.
Snickers. Full-size Hershey's is the best. Favorite Halloween candy is definitely Kit Kat, or it could be the white ones, but my favorite candy is definitely Kit Kat. It's my favorite.
Twizzlers.
I like Reese's Cups. Those mugs good. Reese's Cups, You know, those are good.
My favorite Halloween candy is Twizzlers.
My favorite Halloween candy is Reese's.
It's Reese's. It's always Reese's. Even if it's not Halloween, it's Reese's.
I like the sweet tarts.
My favorite candy is candy corn.
Candy corn.
Candy corn.
A candy corn.
Candy corn.
Candy corn, I guess.
Candy corn smack.
It seems like the overall favorite is candy corn, but I'm gonna be honest, that stuff is garbage. Back to you guys.
Ah!
I'm pretty sure my house is haunted.
I think everyone thinks that at some point. The Haunted House Association estimates there are approximately 2,000 haunted houses in America that charge admission.
That might not provide seasonal work for all of America's theater majors, but it will give you plenty of chances to scare yourself this Halloween.
The first documented haunted house attraction was the Orton and Spooner Ghost House in 1915, which was part of the Edwardian Fair in England. That's older than the ghosts that live in my house. I'm afraid of the bleeding cowboy font. What are you afraid of?
Freddy Fazbear and Adware.
Halloween is often intentionally scary, and it can feel downright overwhelming for those with seminophobia or the fear of Halloween.
Well, those with salmon phobia better look away now, because I hear we have some spooky experts in this week's Indian Interview Time.
They were singing, my, it's Indian interview time, where we interview some Indians and have a good time. So sit back and watch this interview time, cause it's Indian interview time, Indian interview time.
Welcome back to Indian Interview Time. I'm Raymond.
And I'm Toby.
Okay, Toby, so what are you planning on doing for Halloween?
I think this year we're probably just gonna stay home, relax, and eat some candy.
Oh yeah? Are you gonna go trick-or-treating, or are you just gonna buy it?
We're probably just gonna vibe. What about yourself?
I might even just go to Austin, Texas, or I might just have like a little get-together at my house.
So who all would be going over there?
Probably some friends of mine that have already graduated. Who are you gonna vibe with?
Probably just me and my family.
You're a sophomore this year, right, Toby?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a date for homecoming?
I sure do.
Oh yeah? Who's your date?
It's Emily.
Okay, well that's awesome. That's great. How did you ask her? Did you use a poster or?
The words are the most important thing, so all I did was I came up to her and I asked her.
You just straightforward? Hey, will you go to homecoming with me?
Mm-hmm.
Did you already know Emily, or is she just a random person?
I've known her since last year.
So are you guys going as like friends, or is this like something more?
As of right now, I would say that we are friends. We're not quite yet more.
I understand, sort of, not, but I can sort of get it. So as a sophomore, Toby, how do you think this year's homecoming will be different from your senior year's homecoming?
Well, I can imagine that the rules with masks and such would probably be much more lax by then.
Right.
Because we most definitely will have a better understanding of the virus and so on. So it would be, like I said, it'd be much more lax. It'd be easier to handle. Yeah. Also, the drum beating. If I sign up for that, I'm going to keep a good rhythm.
Yeah, you're going to keep a good rhythm?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm proud that you think that way. I would have never expected this my sophomore year to be how my last homecoming and Halloween would be. So hopefully, yes, things do get better by your senior year Halloween. I think we kind of have to talk about COVID. It's kind of, you know, we're sitting here wearing masks. It would kind of be unusual if we didn't talk about COVID.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about it? How's your school year been, and how have you been affected by COVID?
Well, for sure, I'd say it's impeded on our progress towards state this year for a marching band because it's a state year, right?
Yeah.
And we had to be quarantined for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to let that stop us. We have to continue making progress.
Speaking of quarantine, how was that?
No, not fun.
Not fun?
I don't see how the virtual students do it.
Do you think that even throughout the future when COVID kind of thins out and it's really not a problem, do you think that the option to be virtual will stay, or?
Yeah, I think it'll stay. Now that teachers are starting to get the hang of this, and so are the students, right. I don't think they would just want to take that away from them for it to possibly come back up in the future if they could just keep it.
Right. Yeah, and I totally get it. Like, I mean, and, you know, most kids don't even want to be, you know, in person, and, you know, the option to just go online was never really a, you know, big thing. But now that it is, you know, it could probably keep kids, you know, their attendance a lot better, because most kids who don't want to come, they mainly just, you know, skip. Thank you guys for viewing. This was Indian Interview Time. And I'm Raymond.
And I'm Toby.
Ah! Did you know that there are a ton of pet costume competitions?
Some owners participate in costume contests to raise awareness and money for animals and rescue organizations. Others just want to give their beloved pet in the media spotlight and have a good time with like-minded humans.
However, that's not really possible this year, since most of them are virtual.
Let's see what pets we have featured on this week's POW.
This is Petey. He was very calm and loving, and we could sit there and just love on him. As you can see, he just kind of really wants attention, and he was very loving. And this is Brenna, a 3-year-old female black lab. She was very barkative. This next dog is Jack. He was very calm and just kind of was observant and watched what was going on around him, and he liked to be pet. And these next two dogs do not have names, but they were very loving and calm. And they kind of barked at me a little bit, but after they got to know me, they were pretty calm. And if you'd like to give them names, you can go to the Alvarado Animal Shelter and you can call them at 817-790-0910.
Ah!
Pumpkin.
Pumpkins are actually a fruit, not a vegetable.
That doesn't even sound right.
Did you know that pumpkins are grown in every continent except Antarctica?
Good thing I'm not afraid of them. They're everywhere.
Hey, I heard that Aaron was taking a look at one of Alvarado's spooky pumpkin patches.
Hello HS, this is Aaron Liu broadcasting from Alvarado Pumpkin Patch. Fall has already come as weather goes cooler. It's a great season for people to have some fun with families. Visiting pumpkin patches is an interesting tradition for people in Texas. Not only for finding a unique pumpkin, but also for making memories with people you care about. The pumpkin patch in Alvarado is going to be open the whole October across the CVS. If you want a special souvenir for this fall, it would definitely be a good choice. Now let's take a close look at what pumpkins they have here. There are some really cute ones. Let's take a look at what people think about pumpkin patch. Do you like pumpkin patch?
Yes, I love pumpkin patches.
Yes.
Yes.
What makes you like pumpkin patch?
The hay rides and taking pictures with my friends.
They remind me of fall.
The fact that my little siblings get to go out and pick the favorite pumpkin that they like and then take it home and have fun with it.
Happy Halloween, HS. This has been Aaron Liu, Rest News.
Ah! My favorite part of Halloween is all the ghost stories I get to hear.
Can't you do that any time of the year?
Well, yeah, but now it's like times 1,000.
Did you know that since so many people believe that a person's spirit may continue to exist after that person dies, many societies began to use funerals as rituals as a way of ensuring that the dead person's spirit would not return to haunt the living?
Wait, so we're all unknowingly performing a ritual?
Yeah, we're all secretly witches and we don't even know it.
Yeah, that's enough for now. I hear Masterpiece Theater is gonna have enough spook for all of us.
Welcome to Miller's Monstrous Memories, where Grace Miller talks about her Halloween memories. Now here's Grace Miller.
My name is Grace Miller, and I'm here to talk to you about Halloween. My family celebrates Halloween
by roasting marshmallows and stuff over a bonfire. My favorite thing about Halloween is all the children that you get to see dressed up whenever they come to your house. But of course we can't do that this year. My favorite thing to carve into a pumpkin would be the smile and stuff, basically because it's just fun and it's a family tradition. My least favorite thing about Halloween is like all the warnings and stuff that you get that are about like what things that could be in the candy that you get and stuff like that. My favorite Halloween memory would be when I first went trick-or-treating like 2 years ago. And all my friends dressed me up as Cat because they were all dressed up as Hogwarts people, and they dressed me up as Norris, the cat. My least favorite Halloween candy is Bassett. They're it's on the tip of my tongue. They're orange and white. They're basically just sugar. Candy corn, that's it. I don't like candy corn. It's my least favorite Halloween thing. I think the worst Halloween costume is the ghost because it's so generic. My favorite Halloween candy is Snickers. I think the limit for trick-or-treating should be never because it gives you joy. I mean, unless you're an old man, like 80 or something, or dead. Don't trick-or-treat if you're dead, that's just scary. That was my take on Halloween AHS. I'm Grace Miller, signing off.
That's all for this week's Masterpiece Theater.
I feel like there's only so much spook I can handle in one sitting.
Then you better cover your eyes for our next segment, because I heard Angie was diving headfirst into the investigation of a spooky legend that she definitely didn't make up.
It's time in which you highlight the skilled,
The funny,
the silly,
and the talented.
It's time for this week's
Shenanigans! Curtain ghosts. What are we? Ghost hunters!
I feel something horse-like.
A ghost, Angie number 2. This week on Res Unsolved.
I'm your host, Kendall Bueno.
And I'm Angie Silva, and this week we're covering the case of
Missing Claire.
According to very real, not fake documents, Claire was a 12-year-old who went missing in 1987. Wait, if she went missing in the 80s, wouldn't that mean that she's like 80 right now?
It's not about that, Angie. It's about the fact that it's a spooky story.
Oh, my bad. One of our hosts, Kendall Bueno, is actually clairvoyant.
I guess you could say I'm clairvoyant.
Is that even the right term? Anyways, Kendall, can you feel her spirit in this room?
I feel her. Something horse-like. Was she a horse girl?
So Kendall, do you know any spooky facts about Claire you can share with our viewers?
They say that Claire is located in Spooky Woods off of Lakewood Circle in Alvarado, Texas.
Lakewood Circle? Holy bonkers! I live there.
Well, why don't you go investigate?
Time to pack up my mystery machine and head on to the scene. Hey HS, it's me, Angie Silva. I'm behind a building, and I think Spooky Woods are behind me, so let's take our mystery lantern and head on over there. Well guys, here we are, Spooky Woods, and I'm about to find me some little girls. Let's get hunting. Claire! I found an unusual object. What on earth could that be? It seems to me like, oh my god, is that poop? Ew. Huh, but that's pretty interesting. Jumpin' jeepers, look at this thing. Let me shine my light. Wow. And I think I've just about reached the end of Spooky. Oh my gosh. Do you see that? Is that a donkey? I'm back behind the abandoned building next to Spooky Woods, and I guess there's no real reason to fear anything. We've been wrong.
Hey Kendall, I forgot to mention a very crucial fact with you.
And what's that, Angie?
I got an interview with the Spooky Woods owner.
Mr. Spooky Woods?
Oh, Claire? That's my donkey. She went missing back in '87, but no one's seen her since, or mentioned her. She did make the paper, though.
Well, I guess that solves this mystery. Claire was really just a donkey.
But if that donkey was lost in '87, wouldn't it be dead by
Well,
now?
that's not the case. The case is Claire isn't real, the donkey is, and Spooky Woods aren't even that spooky anymore. This has been Res Unsolved. Woo. Now it's time for a word from our sponsor, Tribal Tees.
For all your shirts,
hoodies,
senior pictures,
and graphic design needs.
see Tribal Tees. Come join the tribe.
One thing that isn't scary about Halloween is chicken.
It's so confoundingly good. I must have the recipe.
Follow me to Chicken E.
Getting away from ghosts might be easier with a car. Let's hear a word from our sponsor, Classic Chevrolet Buick GMC of Cleburne.
What do you think about it, son?
Yeah, this one looks pretty good, Dad.
Just imagine, son, all the years down the road that Classic of Cleburne will take care of our family. You know, after graduation, once you get married.
Yeah, let's get this one. Dad, you think when I have my kids, they can buy their first car here?
Son, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Classic of Cleburne has the vehicle for you. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Now it's time for this week's general announcements.
Don't forget to keep those masks on.
And make sure you practice safe social distancing this Halloween.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget the Rubies meetings at 7:30 a.m. every Tuesday in the library. For virtual students, there will be a Zoom meeting provided. If you have any questions, you can contact Coach Petit. That's all for this week, AHS. Keep that spooky pride alive, and until next time, I'm a PS5.
And I'm Freddie Fazbear.
And this has been
The Res.
Ah!
Good afternoon. Just a reminder, if you were in Coach Dixon's class for 6...
Tonight I will be... Later we will be speaking to the... Later we will be speaking to Principal Chris McGee. I am currently at AHS Homecoming and Senior Night.
We didn't introduce ourselves. Again! Oh my god!
Oh, we're already recording. Okay.
Yeah, we've been recording.
Alright.
And I'm Freddie Fazbear.
And this is
The Res.
Ah! Halloween is just around the corner.
Oh, I don't know why you didn't even...